tribe of Evans. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in here. Let's chit chat. Sit down, grab a snack. Let's do this. Today is Testimony Thursday, and this is part 2 of the previous video that I posted last week. If you have not watched that video, hop off, go watch it, and come back so that you won't be confused, because I'm going to tap into that video a little bit, but I want to continue because I think there's going to be a part 3 as well. I'm not really sure. It's probably going to be a part 3 because it's going to lead into how my husband and I becoming foster to adopt. Anyways, here it is. So I ended on the last video about me getting an MRI, and my test is favored because the Lord didn't heal me the way that I thought that he should. So I was really angry at him, but my faith was tested, like I said before, and I was angry at him, but my love never stopped. I questioned his love for me, but I knew I always love him, and I'll always choose him. I don't care if the answer is no. That's the thing. I'm at a place at my age, because I've had so many experiences with the Lord, that he has saved me, that I don't care what he has to take me through or what I lose or things like that. It's really hard for me to stop living for him, because I've had experiences where he lifted me, saved me, have been there. So now we got that out of the way. So back up a little bit prior to me getting the MRI. So I have went to the ER for seemed like 100,000 times, but this particular night, the same guy that I seen a week to 2 weeks prior, he was on call and just so happened to be my doctor. He noticed me right off. He said, "You still haven't handled the situation, you're back?" And so he looked at my charts and he said, so they did the blood test to see what's going on or whatever. Once again, no one can tell me what's going on. So here's the thing. I don't know the exact terminology, so I'm just going to say red blood cells. The red blood cells for women, I think, is between 10% to 12%, or so, whatever that ratio is. Hemoglobin, something like that. My hemoglobin, whatever that is, red blood cells, was off. And I don't know if the red blood cells are red, white blood cells, but hemoglobin, whatever, supposed to be between 10 to 12%. I don't have my notes in front of me. And so anyways, so that was off, and it's been off for years. And so this doctor, he goes, "You can't keep living like this. You need to go see my friend." My husband is prior military. Anybody know about TRICARE knows that you have to jump hoops and do backflips and all of those things in that nature for you to get a referral to go see another doctor. So I knew it was going to be about a month or 2 before I can go see his friend. So I ended up being admitted that day, and I was in the hospital for 3 days, I believe. The second day he came in, the doctor from the ER, wish I knew his name, but I don't. He came in and he said, "Hey, I got a doctor's appointment set up with my friend. She's waiting for you. When you get out, call her." And so I did that, and I went on my chart where here in Texas, I'm not sure if it's all over, but in Texas they have a my chart where you can email the doctors and set up appointments, cancel appointments, ask questions. So I did that. Didn't know this lady from Adam. I said that I'm at the hospital. When can I see you? You come see me the next day. So I walk in, and she immediately takes some blood, and she had the blood results back in a matter of minutes, because it's right there in the same clinic, and she put a rush on it. So she pulls me they get my weight and do all of that, change out and all that, and she ends up she says, I'm sitting on the bed, and she's at the at her where's my drink? Sorry, I left my cup at work. Anyways, oh, she's looking at my chart. She's looking on the computer. I'm sitting over here. And she goes, oh my, oh baby, oh my. That's never good when you're in the doctor's office and she goes, oh my goodness, oh baby. And she goes, she said, how long have you been dealing with this? And I said, oh, probably about 6 years. She says, I see. So you're telling me in 6 years, this is the doctor, in 6 years, no one can tell you why you're having this problem. Where are you bleeding from? Because I was losing blood. They couldn't tell me where. They couldn't find out where. In 6 years, they only did a stomach, when they put the stuff on your stomach and exam or whatever from the outside. Sonogram or whatever from the outside. She goes, I'm going to look. And so she did, like you would a pap smear, but she went internal and checked, vaginal and checked. And so she'll say, oh my goodness. And so she does that. She looks at some other numbers. And like I said, women's numbers, the red blood cells, hemoglobin, whatever it's called, supposed to be between a 10 and a 12. I was sitting pretty at a medium 4 point whatever. That's comatose. That's death. That's how are you breathing? How are you thinking? I do stumble on my words still to this day because they went 6 years. They allowed 6 years to pass with that. And you know that's the blood flow that goes through your brain and things like that. But hey, I'm still living, right? So I'll take that. So she goes, do you work full time? I said, yes. And she gets teary-eyed. And she goes, I don't know how you're alive. But we have to have a surgery. And we have to have a surgery now. Within 45 minutes, this lady had me diagnosed. She found the situation. And what it was is I had a 7.8 tumor sitting on my, in between my uterus and my fallopian, in between there, close to on my uterus, around it. It started molding around these other things. Yes, 7.8. At the end of the video, if you don't want to see, please log off because I am going to show pictures of my stomach before and after, and I'm going to show the tumor as well that they removed. It's amazing what they pulled out of me. I'm a small person, and I'm gonna tell you about her comment to my husband about that as well. I'm a very, very small individual. Not tiny, but I'm small. Anyways, so my surgery was scheduled 30 days out. She had to put me on medication to build my blood so that I wouldn't die on the table. Oh, my goodness. And so 30 days passed. Oh, and so she told me to go get the MRI 2 weeks after this. And that's when on the other video, when I talked about I was in the parking lot. Hey, I'm going to get this test done. Lord, heal me. So I won't have to have a surgery. And I end up still having to have the surgery, which is a blessing. So it's a blessing, number one, that this guy let me go see this lady, his friend, and I don't remember being charged or whatever, how they did it. But anyway, ended up seeing her. And within 45 minutes, she found a problem that 15 or so doctors I've seen within 6 years could not solve, right? And so she removed the surgery. And during the surgery, after the surgery, I almost went in cardiac arrest. But thank God I didn't. What's funny about that is after surgery, I don't know if y'all believe in angels or where your faith lies in God or what your beliefs are. But listen, I'm not going to lie to you. After my surgery, I remember a lady standing. When you go into recovery, I don't know how it is in your state, but where I live, after you come out of surgery, you have your bed's here, you have a monitor here, and a nurse in between you and the patient here. So there's two. You can't even see me. I'm over here. So there's two patients, and then the nurse stands right here And the monitor for this person is here. The monitor for me is here. And then there's 2 more people, right? So there's a monitor here, I'm here, and then another patient. So another nurse in between, right? So pretend like this is me. So the other patients are over here. Other patients are over here. This is me, nurse, patient, right? And so I remember seeing the other lady that was on this side of me, the left side of me. I remember hearing her monitor, and I'm still in and out of it. I remember my doctor at the end of my bed saying, "How's she doing? Why is her heart rate dropping?" I remember the conversations. And this nurse over here, to the right of me, I remember her saying, "You need to hurry up and get her. We need this space." This nurse over here on the left side saying, "This baby's not going anywhere. She's getting ready to go in cardiac arrest." And I remember the doctor saying, "How much medicine did y'all give her?" Something, I don't remember the whole conversation, but bits and pieces, right? And so I don't remember anything. Oh, this nurse, she took my hand, put her hand on top, put my hand on my heart, and she said, "Baby, you have to calm down. You're getting ready to go into cardiac arrest. You need to calm down." But she did it motherly, like, "You're okay. We're going to make it through this. You're okay. You need to calm yourself down." I remember that, and I blacked out. I remember her touching me and rubbing me on my hand. And so I woke up in my room. I don't remember anything after that or in between that. And throughout the days, I don't recall anything. And so I'll get out. There's some situations that happened with my meds, and my sister had to call the hospital. Blase, all of that. She's crazy. I have to tell y'all that story. There's going to be a story time. And so I get home, and I have to go back for a follow-up, right? And I asked the doctor who did the surgery, I said, "Who is that?" No. There was a nurse there that was there, because I went back to the hospital. And so I said, "Hey, I want to know what nurse was on the left side of me, because I really want to give her a thank you card, because she was really sweet and really kind, and I remember her." The nurse came in. I think the doctor was standing there, and they were saying that there was no nurse on the left side of me because they were short staffed. Please forgive me for my throat and sick, allergies, and all of that good stuff. She said there was no nurse on call on this side. There was this mean nurse over here. I remember her really being mean and rude and no bedside manners or whatever. She was like, "Here, take this, put this in." I remember being very sharp with me. "Move over, move your body. You can wake up," or something. I remember that. Couldn't tell my mama that because she'll go ballistic. So anyways, she'll know now, right? And so anyways, I wanted to give this lady a card. She was like, "There was no nurse on that side of you working that night." Oh yeah, there was, because we had not a whole conversation, but she touched me. I felt her. She had a I heard her talking, right? Well, come to find out, I was praying. I was like, "Who is this? Who? Just show me her name so I can at least get up there and give her a card. Lord, show me her name." And the Lord told me that it was Reverend Hicks. And Reverend Hicks is the founder of the church that I attend, Christ Gospel Church. And she had, and I was like, "What?" She was passed when this happened. I had surgery. She had already passed probably about a year, maybe a few months prior. No. She had passed in August, and I had my surgery in July. So, no. Yeah, the year prior, I think. Yeah, July, and she passed in August. Anyway, she was either real sick in the hospital or had passed the year prior. She was not there. She's not a nurse. She was 98 at the time or whatever. She was not there, right? So anyways, that was who was watching over me. And so that just builds my faith that God didn't leave me alone. He was there every step of the way, whether he sends an angel, um, just a person, a doctor that can tell you what's wrong and fix the problem. Sometimes God don't heal us the way we want him to heal or where we think that he should heal us. But either way, there is healing. Prior to this, for 6 years, you guys, I slept every day after work from 4 to 9 to 10. I had no life, literally, because I was always tired. I used to be a praise dancer. Couldn't praise dance for 6 years because I couldn't walk 12 steps without getting tired. I felt like my heart was going to give out. I was sick. I was sick and I was dying, and a lot of people did not know. A lot of people still did not know until they, of course, see the video. I was in pain 90% of the time. I was tired. I was aggravated. I was irritable. I couldn't breathe half the time. And I'm a happy person. I love joy. I love bringing joy to people. So I didn't want to ever be a bother. I was suffering in silence. I I felt like I was dying on the inside. I felt my body shut down. I just didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to tell everybody about it. I didn't want a pity party. So it is what it is. If this is the life I'm dealt, it is what it is. I can't change it, right? So I just dealt with it. So the Lord healed me because I couldn't climb the steps. I would go to work and I would have to climb 4 steps and I would have to wait. I was not even 40 at the time. I'm 41 now. I was not even 40 at the time. I felt like I was 90, if you will. Some 90-year-olds are all in shape, you know. People look at me and say, oh, you have this type of body, that type of body. You're good. Just because you're skinny, just because you're small, do not mean you're in shape or in health condition. Just keep that in mind. I think it's rude for somebody to say, you're fat, why don't you stop eating? Just as well as you're skinny, you need to eat. You never know what someone's dealing with. So be mindful of how you treat people and how you address people, how you deal with each other, you know, because you never know what someone's going through. I remember being on my last breath. I felt like on edge. And I just felt like giving up, throwing my hands up. And I remember calling my sister Tisha. She's always there for me. Almost every doctor's appointment, every hospital visit that I've ever stayed at, she was there. Morning, noon, and night. I am not joking. She's my rock. She's gotten me through a lot. I remember calling her, telling her, I'm tired. I'm tired. This is before the surgery. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. They can't find out what's wrong. I feel like I'm dying. I just don't want to do this anymore. I pleaded with the Lord just to take me in my sleep because I can't do this anymore. I never want to commit suicide. But the thoughts of just not living anymore, it messed with my mind, you know. And I know I'm opening up a whole can that people just did not know because all they see is the joy, you know. I was done. Physically, mentally, emotionally drained. And so my blessing, my testimony is keep pushing. Don't give up. Go to every doctor's appointment that you need to. Get counseling. I don't care if you're dealing with a mental state, a physical, whatever. Take care of you. Take care of you because you're the only you. And the world needs you. Your family needs you. If you're in an unhealthy relationship, get out because it's not worth losing yourself in that relationship. If you are in an unhealthy body, do something. Get some help. Drugs, addiction, I don't care what you're dealing with. Take care of you. It's worth it. You guys, I can climb steps without getting out of breath. I have so much energy now. Oh, and you guys, I am not joking. It will be 80 degrees outside, and I will have on this heavy coat. I still keep blankets because I'm not used to not. I panic when I don't have a blanket because I think that I'm going to freeze again in my mind. I'm still working on that, but I panic if I don't have a blanket with me. I know this emotion made me cry, but I carry blankets with me because I always had to have 3 or 4 blankets, one around my neck, one around my body. I was so cold. And I know that my husband got frustrated with me. People got upset with me. I was so cold. And I remember taking a blanket, putting it over my space heater so that the heat can just feel me because I was so cold all the time. You guys, I went and did bus duty today. And one of my coworkers go, Evans did bus duty? They're still not used to it. Yeah, I did bus duty. I've never done bus duty before, especially, I never did bus duty and I told them, through the months of October until April, I will not do bus duty because it's too cold. And I'm talking about in 70 degrees, 80 degrees. It's too cold. I need Texas heat, like 110, 129, whatever. But my testimony is that the Lord still healed me. He still healed me. I could have died on the table, you guys. Could have died. I could have died before I even made it to the table. The month that they had to wait for my blood to get up enough safe, I could have died. Could have died. So don't look at my story and think, well, the Lord should have healed her before she had the surgery. It took 6 years for the Lord had to get me to a place where if the Lord never took me through that, my faith wouldn't be as strong as it is now. You can't move my faith now. You can't test me and tell me God's not real. I had to get through that to get to where I'm at now. I am so happy. I am healthy. I'm in a good space. I still stutter a little bit because of my head, but I'm alive and I'm good. And so just remember, take care of you, please. And so I want to say again, thank you for watching. If you have not, hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated because there will be more story time. I have to tell you about my sister calling the hospital the day that I got out and talked about where's my pain meds. She was crazy. I might have to put her on and let her tell you guys. But anyway, it's hilarious. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment, tell me to keep up my faith, tell me when God tested your faith, talk back to me, let me know what's going on, and join the family. There will be more videos coming. I love you. Listen, here's the thing. If you cannot follow God and love everybody, love each other, as his word says, then follow Ellen, and be kind to each other. I love both of those. I love that God says love one another, and I love that Ellen says be kind to one another. If you can't do one, then do the other. Love one another, or be kind to each other, or do both. Bye. Love you guys.